Hey everyone, it's George Trombley from Japanese from Zero. Today we're going to be looking at a question that was submitted to FromZero.com's Ask a Teacher service. And Kanako, who normally answers them, said, "This is a little bit out of our scope. George, could you do it?" And I said, "No, I don't want to do it." But then she said, "Are you sure you don't want to do it?" And I was like, "You know what? I will do it." And I have been spending the last hour looking over this particular word because I was trying to figure out what it actually does. And I think I figured out why your friend didn't understand. And that was the question. Why didn't my friend understand? So let's go ahead and first look at the question, okay? Why didn't my friend understand? Okay, so Jaro Kingu says, "I was just in conversation in Japanese where we were talking about an anime character. And I said, ケイちゃんの新婦だね. I completely made up this word, shimpu, based on what I know about Japanese and how the wind kanji is often used when describing style." Okay, first of all, impressive. I've done it before too. Normally it's in Korean though, where I'll take a Japanese word that I already know exists and switch it to Korean readings for the kanji. But impressive that you came up with it in Japanese and that it is a word. Unfortunately, I don't think it means exactly what you want it to mean. So let's keep going. My sentence was, "This is Kei-chan's new style, right?" However, my friend got confused. My friend is Japanese and from Osaka. See, I was thinking maybe you were thinking they don't use it in Osaka, but they use it in Tokyo. I have not found any evidence of that. So I Googled to see if this word has any usage. I found it on jisho.org, which is a dictionary, which shows that it means new style and even has an example sentence. So now I'm confused as to why my friend was confused. Is it just a very uncommon word? "That's my son," and sound unnatural. I don't know what you meant by that, but I left that in just for the viewers. I was trying to avoid saying new style in favor of actual Japanese, quote unquote. Let me address that just for a second. This was a problem but way back in the day, maybe 20 years ago, when I had a person complain about the old website, not from zero.com, but yesjapan.com. They said, "This site only teaches you Japanified words from English. It's not teaching you real Japanese." And I challenge you to exist in modern Japan without words that came from English. It is a part of the culture. It's like saying, "Oh, I only want to speak native Japanese words and not the ones that came from Chinese." You cannot survive in Japan without words like hoteru, because hotel is hoteru, and terebi is TV, and computer is computer. It's not other words like tomaru tokoro or ryokan. Tomaru tokoro would be a place to stay. You could do that, but you want to be specific. What place are you trying to stay at? Are you at a hotel or a Japanese inn? They're very different experiences, right? A ryokan is a Japanese inn. Hoteru is a hotel where you have a bed, like a standard Western bed and not a futon. So you cannot survive without that. So I understand you did it in quotes, but I know there are a lot of people that hate it when a Japanese word is sometimes even recently often replaced by the English counterpart word. And then there are words that Japanese use that came from English that make no sense in English. A really old one was my boom, and I don't know if they still use it anymore, but that meant like the thing that I'm into, my boom. And there's a sentence coming up at the end. You're going to want to stay for it. This word had me scratching my head for about 10 seconds until I figured out what it was. It's completely not something we would say in English, okay? All right, back to the rest. Bit strange anyway. Thank you for your thoughts. So I started creating like some example sentences down below. I started researching it. Interestingly enough, I found that we already had the sound for it from Kanako in our system, and I realized, oh, we actually talk about it in Course 5. There is a word in Course 5. It's this fu thing, okay? So you're right about it meaning style. Of course, that was not wrong. So let's go ahead and just see what we got here. Fu can be added to a word to say in the style of that thing. There are also set words with fu in them, such as imafu,
今風
introduced in this lesson. So interestingly enough, this is almost like a book 5 lesson, but we're not exactly there yet. This is like a prequel, okay? And then there are some words that contain fu in them. Now, what I've done, by the way, is really cool. I turned on study mode into Japanese, so it hides the English. So we can look at these words and see if we can guess what they mean, and then I'll hover and show you the answer. So what do you think wafu means?
和風
Wafu. What does that mean? If you know any of the kanji, it's harmony style. But if you know other words like washoku and washiki toire, they're always related to Japan.
和風
There it is, Japanese style, okay? What about yofu?
洋風
I'm trying to get the exact pitch accent, guys. Yofu,
洋風
all right? So what is that? The same yo is in yoshiki toire, Western style toilets, and yoshoku, Western food, Western style. Okay? What about this one?
古風
Kofu. Kofu, it's old and style, old fashioned. And shimpu. What is
新風
shimpu? You must put shimpu in your hair. You got to put shimpu in there. Excuse me. Look, I do a lot of accents. They sound racist. I promise you, they're not. They're not racist. It just seems like someone would say shampoo like that. I will not delete it. No, I will not delete it. Sorry. Okay, what does shimpu mean? New style. Okay? So you're right. It means new style. So why didn't your friend understand? Let's do a little bit more because we have this lesson, okay? Other words can have fu attached. Nihon fu, Japan style, right? Arabia fu,
アラビア風
Arabic style, okay? A powerful usage of fu is the how and in the way combination. どんな風に
どんな風に
どんな風に In what way? In which way? こんな風に
こんな風に
In this way. What does this mean? 猫をこんな風にも描けます。
猫をこんな風にも描けます。
What does that mean? Now, we talked about this before with kiku and miru. There's two kanjis, right? There's two different kanji used for that. We've done it in the last few lessons in book 4, but miru, there's one kanji that's to see and one to watch. It's a more detailed kanji. So it's like you're absorbing it instead of just looking at it. And kiku has one where it's you hear something and one is to listen to something. Well, this one, kaku means to write, but this one is more to draw, okay? To draw it, kaku. All right, so what does this mean?
猫をこんな風にも描けます。
You can also draw a cat in this way. こんな風に. So it becomes like an adverb, okay? It's modifying how the verb is done. It's demonstrative. In this way, you can do it. All right, next one. 私は和風の生地が美しいと思います。
私は和風の生地が美しいと思います。
All right. I, what? Come all the way to the back of the sentence. Think. What do you think? That Japanese style fabrics are beautiful. I think Japanese style fabrics are beautiful. Now let's really investigate. Let's do some deep analysis here. Here's the results of what I found on Twitter, okay? So first I put in shimpu o, okay? And I was looking for things that use shimpu o because Kanako in her message to me said, normally shimpu is combined with a verb. And she gave me 3 examples and she was right. These are the most common ways that shimpu comes up in everyday speaking on Twitter, okay? So here is the basic.
新風を吹き込む。
Okay, so shimpu o fukikomu is just to blow a new wind into something. Fukikomu is like, okay, fukikomu is like to blow into, okay? And they're using shimpu literally as a new wind or like a new breath into something, okay? Now, this next one, it's got all this katakana, AI tuba. It was originally written with AI tuber in Roman letters, but our system can't handle that right now. There's a bug, so I had to spell it all out in katakana. I apologize. That's just me trying to get past this bug. Here's the sentence.
AI チューバー界に新風を巻き起こす。
This is a super common usage of shimpu, okay? The important part of this is this kai part right here, okay? This means world. So AI Tuba world, the world of AI tubers, okay? Oops. The world of AI tubers. Into the world of AI tubers, it's going to bring a breath of fresh air, okay? We will create, now it translates to, in Google Translate as new style, but I feel like it's not, we will create a new style. It's, we will create a breath of fresh air in the AI tuber world. I feel like that makes a little bit more sense.
AI チューバー界に新風を巻き起こす。
All right. Here's one with just 起こす。
スノーボードスキーにガジェット新風を起こす。ゴーグル先行販売開始。
Goggles that bring a new style to snowboard ski gadgets. Goggles that create a new style of gadget for snowboarding and skiing. Pre-sale has begun. 先行販売開始. Okay, that's just a weird, it's Twitter, so it was probably some sort of ad, okay? All right, next one. Bobobo. I had not heard of this. I don't know what this is. It's some sort of either a person or it's a comic book that I've never seen before. Maybe you guys know what it is.
ボーボボは漫画界に新風をもたらしました。
So motorasu means to bring about, okay? So Bobobo brought a breath of fresh air to the world of comics. You see how it's kind of deep things and not like, oh, it's just your new style. It's really not working so far that way. And then there's this one that I found where it was talking about some politician. It didn't even give the verb. This is a common thing. You can just guess what verb makes sense there. It's just
政治に新風を。
a breath of fresh air in politics. Okay? All right. Then I looked up shimpu ga, which is a common construction, right? So we have this one.
ボクシング界に新風が吹いた。
You might be able to figure this one out already. Boxing kai, again, I told you that kai thing is super common, right? So in the world of boxing, in the boxing world, what about it? Shimpu ga fuita, a breath of fresh air blew. Okay? A breath of fresh air blew in the boxing world. Then there was this one that was a little bit spastic. Let's see if the AI recording does it nice.
新時代、アンにも新時代、新風が間違いなく来たね。
Okay. Shinjidai, a new era. I don't know if it's ANN, like all Nippon something. I don't know what that is. I tried to figure out the context. I couldn't figure it out. I apologize. But it's new era to ANN. It's a new era also for ANN. Shimpu ga machigai naku kita. Without a doubt, a new wind has come. Okay. A new era, a new wind, a breath of fresh air, a new style. I don't know exactly the context, so I'm not sure exactly what that would translate to. If I had more context, I might say breath of fresh air, but I'm imagining that's what they're talking about. It's too hyperbolic to not be breath of fresh air, I would say. All right. And finally, I looked up this to try to get what you did, which was Kei-chan no shimpu. And this was the least common thing. And when I did Sang no shimpu, looking for so-and-so person's, like a person's name, shimpu, 3 things came up and they were all not what I was thinking. None of them matched that style. This one messed me up. I'm not going to lie.
冗談抜きにスマホソシャゲの新風ですよ。
One more time.
冗談抜きにスマホソシャゲの新風ですよ。
There's 2 things in here that are going to be nice for you to write down in notes. Jodan nuki ni, which I say all the time. It means no joking. Jodan nuki. Nuku means to pull out. Pulling out all jokes, okay? Jodan nuki. No joking. And then this word destroyed my brain for, like I said, about 10 seconds. Sumaho. And I was like, soshage? Soshage. Sumaho soshage. I couldn't figure it out. It's smartphone social gaming or smartphone social game. Sumaho soshage. Japanese love to take a long thing in English, cut it up and squish it back together, okay? That's what they did here. No shimpu desu yo. No joke, it's a new style for smartphone social games. I don't know what they were talking about. I tried to figure it out, but I couldn't, honestly. Like, good luck trying to understand threads and sometimes in Twitter. And the final one.
でも EV の新風ですね。
So they were talking about the Hyundai Iconic car, I believe, and they were having some sort of meetup for the people that had ordered cars, and there was a bunch of back and forth, and someone ended with, でも EV の新婦ですね. But it's a new style for EV, or a breath of fresh air. I don't know. It feels to me like that should be breath of fresh air. Okay. All right. Now back to your Kei-chan no shinpu da ne. I feel like it probably sounded like you're saying it's a breath of fresh air for Kei. I don't know. Now, there are times where you will look up a word or make up a word in your head and nail it like you did, and then use it, but just culturally it doesn't work. So you can't use the dictionary. I know you weren't using the dictionary. I know you invented the word, but I'm talking in general. Looking up a word in the dictionary and then using it without understanding the underlying culture for the word doesn't work all the time. It almost never works, actually. And a lot of times, I do this thing where me and Colton, we talk in broken Japanese. I'm gonna scroll up just for fun. Here, I'm gonna throw this somewhere. Where can I throw this? I don't know where I can throw this. This is the secret texts between me and Colton, okay? Colton's the guy that does, he's the main programmer. He's the CTO for this website we were just looking at. Okay, look at this. Look at this, guys. Nani jikan suru anata hoshii to taberu. I sent that to him. We talk like this all the time. What do you think that means? Nani jikan suru anata hoshii ni taberu? To taberu? It's what time do you want to eat? This sentence makes no sense, but it really highlights how different Japanese and English is. Because in Japanese, this would have to be nanji ni taberu, what time do you want to eat? There's no you in there. Jikan is a different word. What time's its own special word. Okay, nanji ni taberu. And we've had this discussion before also. But even though we learned to say tabetai, want to eat, when you make it a question like tabetai desu ka, it's kind of weird to ask somebody like that. It's more common, I would say, in normal speaking, in friendly speaking, to just say nanji ni taberu. You just take the taberu, to eat, taberu, and make it a question. And that becomes want to eat, okay? It doesn't mean when will you eat. It's more like, what time do you want to eat? It could also contextually be when will you eat too. I shouldn't say it doesn't mean that. All right, let me see if I got one more here. Yeah, he had a headache and he said, dude, can we move? We were going to have dinner last night. He said, hey, let me move this off to tomorrow. And I said, ashita desu kanpeki, which is obviously tomorrow is perfect. But you can't do that in Japanese, right? It would be ashita wa kanpeki desu. Ashita wa kanpeki desu. Final stupid Japanese things that mean, weirdly, only me and Colton really do this. I don't do this with other people. It's kind of a weird thing. All right. Soko desu ie mondai. What do you think that means? Soko desu ie mondai. I'm going to leave that one for a quiz. It's stupid. Give me what you think I was trying to say, and then give me what I should have said in Japanese, okay? All right, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all next time when you have a question on FromZero.com.